welcome back everybody to another episode of Darkstone Drinking. My name is Seth Campbell, if you haven't been watching before. And what I'm doing is I'm playing rounds of Shadows of Brimstone, which is an excellent cowboy horror dungeon crawling RPG board game by Flying Frog Productions. It's one of my favorite board games that I own, and it's just been really fun to jump online and play this live. I'm having some issues with one of my cameras and the light keeps flipping off. We'll see if that gets better. And so since we're kind of new into the stream, and if you're new to this, what I'm going to be doing is playing through this, but I've kind of created a drinking game out of it. And so as I play through missions, you can follow along, watch me play, and maybe drink along too if you're into it. And I'll pop those rules up in a few. And if you're a big Shadows of Brimstone fan, hopefully it's kind of fun to watch along. If you've never played before, I would highly encourage you to spend all your money on this game. Otherwise, you can maybe just join with me once a week as we do this. Other things I'm going to be doing on my channel, eventually we'll be doing some more box unopenings and model painting, and eventually maybe showing off some of the other my own projects that I'm working on. Yeah, all with drinking included, of course. So cheers to you. I'll first just kind of get us back into the rule screen real quick since we're kind of new to this. You can pop those up. There's the drinking rules as we go. I'll remind you what those are, and I'll have a banner up in the bottom as we play. But it's drinks whenever an enemy appears, when we're in an encounter, when we roll a 1 for move, or 1 if our character gets wounded or takes a sanity hit. 2 drinks when the darkness moves, 2 when there's a critical roll, 2 for Darkstone drawing, or 2 for a depth event, and then a shot if our character dies, or a shot after the fight. I will probably modify some of these when we get into the next mission, just to kind of keep it, just keep some more variety going, but that's what we'll stick with for now. And so we'll kind of jump into where we were. So if you watched last time, or if you're kind of jumping in for the first time, we are playing as the character Marshal McGraw. You can see him in your bottom right screen. He is surrounded by void monsters, void hounds, and void wizards. He has come down to explore this mine from in the town of Brimstone, which has been completely destroyed by some unknown force out of these mines, and people have been going down and searching for this element called Darkstone. So Marshal McGraw went down there. He was hearing voices coming from this coin that he had. He felt drawn back, and he wanted to see what all this was about. He explored the mine, and he showed up into a ritual from these void wizards, and he is overwhelmed. He's gonna try to stop it. I don't know if it's gonna happen, so we're gonna see where it goes from there. So welcome back to the game. I really wish my light would stop. I feel like I've got my own weird void ritual happening here. Stop it. So we'll see what happens. Otherwise, my face is just gonna keep changing colors, or I'll just turn that camera off. So since we're still kind of early in the stream, I'll go a little bit over basic rules. We're in combat now, so we've kind of gone through the major exploring that's going to happen for this mission. So you spend your time moving through the board, flipping map cards that present map tiles, and so every time you play the game, it's going to be a little different, which is a great thing about it. So it keeps the variety going. And so most of the game is based on exploring the mines, trying to get your objectives, and then combat. And so in this one I had to get 2 objectives, which were represented by these little encounter tokens, and when you find 2 of them that have the encounter symbol, or the red exclamation symbol, then that is your objective for that mission, and then you immediately go into fight. This time, this is my first and only fight when I found the second objective. So if McGraw beats them, then this mission is over. Or if he dies, which would get him, we'll cover what happens there in a minute, then the mission is also over, and we'll continue the story. I'm trying to keep this kind of story based. I'm making it up as I go, which is also kind of fun. But I have an idea of where I want to take this. So he's in the middle of this ritual. He stumbled across these void wizards. They've summoned void hounds and tentacles to stop him. We're going to see if he can stop it in time. He's been hearing the voice of his daughter, which is kind of what drew him down there. His daughter died from tuberculosis. Turns out it wasn't her, it was these guys. They drew him down. He's not really sure why. He has this ancient coin that has been also speaking to him, but he's feeling maybe some more positive powers coming from it, so he's not sure what's happening, but he's going to try to dig deep and get through it. If he fails, what will happen logistically is I will then roll for an injury, and it could be a pretty serious one, so your character doesn't necessarily die. So he could get a pretty serious injury and, leave the mines. Or your character could actually physically die and be gone forever, and this might be the last of Decker McGraw, so we'll see. So I'll have to cover that when we get to it. So we're going to see if we can get through the end here, though. He's in pretty dire straits. We have 2 abilities to revive him, but we don't have... I've blown up 2 tentacles, but I've still got 3 void hounds and 3 void wizards left and a tentacle left, so we'll see if we can actually get through this and go from there. So cheers, pop your drink open, and let's see where we go. I'll go ahead and throw up an image of the void hounds just so you get kind of a better idea. Oh, hold on. Well, I thought I could throw those up there. I don't want to bog everything down. There we go. Alright, so that's what he's battling right now. So, 1 Void Hound already has attacked him. He blocked all of its attacks, but he's got another one coming at him. The one in the center there is about to go for him. So it's thrashing. He can't get out of this. If Marshal goes backwards, he's going to end up in this room that's surrounded by hellfire that's going to keep coming out and filling up the room. So his only option really is to stand right here, keep trying to block the Void Hounds off, and blast off his shotgun. He has only managed to blow up 2 tentacles with his dynamite, but the real problem here is those Void Sorcerers. They're continuing the ritual, and they're throwing Void Magic at him, and it's just real bad. So until he can break through some of those Void Hounds and start getting to the Void Wizards, he's in a tough spot here. The Void Hounds are harder to kill, but they have a lower health, just higher shield. So we'll see what happens. So that second Void Hound's coming at him. They need to roll a 3 to have a successful hit, and then if it's a successful hit and he doesn't block it, then he will get damaged. So it snarls at him. Its tail misses a couple of times. We've got 2 hits coming at him, and he's going to try to block those. Holds his gun up, and he does it. 4 and 4, holds his gun up, smacks the monster in the mouth, blocks the tail. The tail wraps around his gun, but he has a successful block of those attacks, and we're on to the next beast. No rest for the weary. It's coming at him. Their tongues are slathering with otherworldly goo, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 potential hits coming at him right now. He turns around to face it, and he blocks the first hit, but he can't get his gun up in time, and he takes a tail to the face, a claw to the back, and a bite right in the forearm. So that is going to be 3 wounds to him. He has a health of 10, so he's halfway there right now. 5 more, and he's going to need to be revived. So he got hit. Everybody, take your first official drink of the round. Okay, and that concludes the Void Hounds. I'm going to bring up the Void Sorcerers here. Oh, nope, that's Void Spiders. Void Wizards, here we go. That's what's coming at them next. These guys are nasty, so they're channeling dark energy into this space. It is swirling, it's cold in here, and it's just writhing with foul, nasty energy. But while they're chanting and spouting off otherworldly languages, they are getting ready to, they are attacking him as well. So they are going to start hurling some void bolts at him. So since they are not in range, they are going to start shooting void magic. So they're going to this first void sorcerer on the far right is going to roll. He rolls a 2. It is a void bolt. So it is a ranged attack, so we get 3 shots. You have to be a 4 or higher to hit. He's got 2 void bolts hurling at him. Decker's going to see if he can block it off with his gun. Not a lot you can do against magic, but we'll see what happens. And he does it. That bolt comes hurling at him, and he ducks, and it blows right over his head. Successful miss. The next void sorcerer is gearing up some magic to come at him. Let's see where it goes. Oops. Roll in the box here. It misses. He doesn't get a... Or no, I'm sorry. It does actually. It's another void bolt coming at him. So we'll see if it goes through. There's 2. He's got 2 void bolts hurling at him. Decker's going to see if he can block those. And he misses one. Void bolt hurls over his head, but a second one catches him right in the chest. And it is a damage of 2. Oh, I think I may have... Oh, I misread. Yeah. Well, I misread that. Damage 2 ignores defense. So I can't block those. Ew. I don't like that. Is that really what that means? Yeah, so that's what... So that means he really would have just taken 8 damage already. Okay, since I don't want to go back and do the math, we're gonna ignore those last 2. But yeah, so he gets 1. So he gets 2 here. So that's gonna be 4 damage directly. So I can't actually block the void bolts. I don't like that. These guys are the worst. Why'd you make them, Jason Hill? Why'd you do this? They're awful. Oh, see, they're controlling it again. All right, so he's got 1 health left before he needs to be revived. Move my EXP here a little bit. It's not gonna matter. We can't get out of this. Okay, so he's got 1 health left till he's dead. That last void sorcerer gears up, and it's another void bolt. Oh my gosh! So it's gonna cast 3 more at him, and 1 gets through, and that's all it needs. And boom, Marshal goes down. He can feel his life force leaving him, but he grasps onto that ancient coin and gets himself a revive, which clears his sanity. He regains a grit, and so basically he's restarting at full strength that he was, but we need to take a drink. I'm going to go ahead and take that shot then, because technically, we'll just say when a character is reduced to 0 health. So here we go. Oh, I like Buffalo Trace, but I don't like shooting Buffalo Trace. Whew. But all for the sake of a good show. Let's get another shot geared up, because this is definitely going to happen again. Probably sooner rather than later. Okay, the Void Sorcerers are done. Now it's Marshal's turn. So the way this works, again, for people who are new to games like this... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I didn't have these images up. So that's what he was shooting at. I gotta remember to fade that up. So I'll bring up Marshal here. I'll try to remember this. There he is. That's our hero. The way this works for anyone who hasn't necessarily played games like this is that everybody has initiative, which is these numbers here, so he's in initiative of 4. The tentacles are 2, the void hounds are 7, and the void sorcerers are 5. Whoever has the highest initiative, they activate first in combat. So that's why the void hounds attacked him first, the void sorcerers next, then he gets to attack, and then the tentacles are last. Unfortunately, I can't shoot the tentacles because I've got to attack the enemies that are right next to me. So Marshal has a choice to make. He can either try to smack these void hounds with his hands, which gives him 2 hits, or he can use 1 dice, which is a bigger d8 with a more powerful to try to blast them, which I'm going to try to do that because also if I kill an enemy with a shotgun, I get an extra shot. It's just, I think I have a better chance of trying to get through. So we're going to go for the Void Hound on his left. It's only got 3 health left. I can roll 6, 7, and 8. He's got a critical, so he cocks back. It does hit, though. It's a 4. So now he's got to roll for damage. So the defense of this Void Hound is a 4. So we got to get higher than a 4 to get through. So if we get a 5, it takes 1 health. If it gets a 6, it takes 6. It takes 2 off. So and so on and so forth. 7. So it takes 7 minus 4. So it takes 3. Boom! Killed it. He pulls back. He blasts the Void Hound in the face. It is gone. Get that puppy out of there. Boom. A couple things happen. First, he can gain some EXP. This is where we get kind of into the doldrums of it. So he gets 15 for each of the wounds that he caused it. Then he gets another 20 for killing it, so that's 35. Plus he gets 10 because he killed a creature, so 45. So just gained 45 EXP. So we're still a ways away from being able to level him up. But what's great then is he killed that creature, so he immediately gets a second shot. So we're not out of this. Let's take a drink for killing the creature. Oh, thank goodness. The end is in sight. So he could try, this thing's big. Yeah, he's just gonna stay there. We could back up. We could try to escape the Void Hounds, back up a little bit, and then try to shoot a sorcerer. But sorcerers have more health. And so, it would take several hits to kill them. So I feel like the best thing to do is to really try to get rid of these Void Hounds first. However, yeah, we got to kill something we can kill first. Or though we could back up and try to get a tentacle. Except the tentacles can't get through. Never mind. Sorry. This is where we get into decision making. Alright, he's going to try to go for another Void Hound. I've already fully restored my health once from the ancient coin, and I've used a revive, so I have 1 revive left. So we don't have a lot of options left that we can do. So really, we just have to get really lucky with our rolls here. He cocks the gun, makes sure it's loaded, goes for the Void Hound right in front of him. It's a 2. It does not hit. It blasts over its head. However, I'm going to go ahead and use that grit, because I'm going to re-roll that. And it is a critical hit, so that means whatever I roll next, the damage goes all the way through its shield. So if we can get a 5 or higher, that Void Hound is dead. Yes! Blast it. It explodes. It is gone. Decker he's feeling it. A little bit of victory. He's tasted it. He can go. He can do this. Okay. However, we got to keep rolling here. So now the tentacles are going to move. So that's the end of his turn, and we're on to the tentacles. And so they're going to sneak in here. They have a move of 6. They can slip through here. Go 1, 2, and they're going to attack. So tentacles to hit rolls of 6 ignore hero's defense. So it's basically their version of a critical. So they have 3 combat, so they roll 3 dice. You have to roll 4 or higher to hit. Let's go ahead and just pop those tentacles up so we can see those nasty dudes. There they are. Gross. Okay. And, so only one successful hit, but it ignores his defense completely, so he takes 3 damage immediately. Take a drink. Okay. That is it for the turn. So we're going to restart the turn order, and it's going to go back to the Void Sorcerers, but the first thing we have to do is we have to hold back the darkness. The darkness is what is in the mines. We have all these creatures, but there's something evil in these mines that's trying to get out, and so we're also trying to hold that back. And we have this old lantern that we're using, and that is what holds back the darkness, and we have to roll every time. And so right now we have to roll a 7 or higher to hold back the darkness. Every time we don't hold it back, it moves forward on the track, which should move forward a little bit. There we go. Now you can see it. That's where we're at. We've held it back quite a bit here, but if we don't hold back this turn, we're going to draw a darkness card, which is going to be a bad event. So let's see if we can roll a 7 or more. Good. We rolled an 8. Great. We held back the darkness. Okay, and we're into the Void Sorcerers. So they have an opening, so when they can, enemies move towards you and try to get through to get close and kill you, which I would rather than be closer, because I'm kind of tired of their ranged attacks. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and he's going to try to get in here. So at least one is now touching us, and so he's going to try to get through. Go back to the Void Wizards. Okay. So now he's going to do melee, which is now a combat of 1. So if there were more characters, it would be worse, because it's Void, because he has Phase Daggers, which is Void Sorcerer. Let's move my microphone. I hope you can hear me. Void Sorcerer combat hits ignore defense. When making a melee attack, Void Sorcerers ignore every adjacent hero. Oh, ooh, so he's just as bad up close. So he rolls 1, and he's got to get a 4 or higher to hit. And if it hits, then I immediately take the defense, and then we roll a peril die to see how much damage. Yikes. Okay, doesn't get it. Great. He tries to stab Decker. Decker puts his fists up and ducks down, misses. Okay. Next Void Sorcerer, moving in a little closer. It's still not close enough to hit him, though, so it's going to cast off some bolts. So we roll first to see if it's Void Magic or Void Bolt, and it is Void Magic. So we draw a Void Magic card, and it is reading from the Book of Tarn. This is where I do need to, pull up my Void Magic rules here. There's a big book of rules. I just need to make sure I understand how Void Magic works. Oh, it's not in here. What spell level it is. The last one was at spell level 2. I feel like then it would move up to spell level 3. I could be totally wrong. Problem is, I also don't know exactly where to find the rules on this. So, let's see. Okay, here's my Void Wizards. Void Magic. All void magic spells are cast at spell level 1 by default unless modified by an elite ability. Okay, so it's always it's spell level 1. That's good to know. The last spell was cast a little bit higher. Okay, so every hero must instantly roll a d6 for each grit they currently have, discarding it on the roll of 1 or 2. Grit may not be used to re-roll this. Okay, perfect, because I don't have any grit. Poo-poo on you, you stupid little dude. Alright, other Void Sorcerer is gearing up. I really hope it's Void Magic. I just feel like that would be better. Okay, it's a Void Magic. I could be wrong. I could be eating. Okay, Regeneration Aura. All enemies immediately heal 2 wounds. And great, nobody has any wounds, so that's good. Ha! You and your stupid Void Magic. Alright. Let's see then. The Void Sorcerers are done. Oh, oops, I skipped the Void Hound. Oh well, we're back to the Void Hound. So we're rolling. Oops, those are my white dice. He's got to roll a 3 or higher. Fortunately, there's only one of them now. None of his special abilities matter because I don't have any other characters. So we're gonna just go back to the Void. And he's got, whoops, that was a 2. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 potential attacks coming at Decker. So he gears back, opens its gaping maw, and comes flying in. Decker gets that gun up, can get it up in time. He blocks 1, he smacks it in the face, he blocks 2, he gets another one, but it's those tails. Every time those tails come flinging around. And Decker takes 2 wounds. So we are back at 5 again. Everybody take a drink. We're just drinking once when you get a wound. You don't have to drink for every wound. That's good because I won't have enough left if that happens. Okay. Now it's back to Decker's initiative. His turn. So let's just keep blasting with this shotgun. I think we can do it. Let's go for that last Void Hound. Come on. That's a 1. Oh no. I don't have any grit. Okay. Nothing happens. Alright. He cocks back and it's a miss. Fires, goes over the Void Hound's head, and it's back to the tentacles. Okay, Tentacle is in range. It doesn't have to move because it can get him, so it's going to roll 3, and none of them are hit. It flails around like a stupid tentacle. It has no eyes. There's some creature under the earth that's controlling it, but it's... and he just kind of dodges all of it. It moves on. Okay, we're back, and that's the end of that turn, and we're back to holding back the darkness. And we did not do it. That's bad. The earth quakes, and we hear a howling come rushing out of the cave. It's wanting to escape, and it moves up, and we draw a darkness card. Oh, God. Okay, this could have been worse. It's Swarm of Rats. So each hero takes 2 corruption hits, gains 20 XP, and they must pass an agility 4+ test or discard 1 side bag token. So first thing, 2 horror hits. So we have to block those. We blocked neither. Great. So everybody take a drink. So now he's going just a little bit mad from his sanity. But he does get 20 XP out of it. I guess that's awesome. We're not even going to roll for the agility test, though, because I don't have anything in my side bag. He's spent up. All he's got left of use, really, is that shotgun. So that's it. So we're back to the Void Hound. Rolling 6. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. It charges in again. These things are relentless. And they're big. But we block. He blocks 1, 2, 3. smacks it, but it's that tail flips around, smacks him, I don't know, in his face. We take a wound. We're at 6. Everybody take a drink. And we're back to the Void Sorcerers. Oh, these are the guys that worst. We got to kill them. Okay, they roll a 1 dice. Let's see, is it Void Magic? It's Void Magic this time. It is Wave of Mutation. Every hero on the map tile with 1 or more Void spellcasters immediately takes D3 corruption hits. Okay. So they send out a chant, and it permeates the room, and Decker McGraw can feel it trying to corrupt his brain. And it's got 1 corruption hit coming at him, so he's got to roll a 4 or higher to block it. Otherwise, he takes a sanity. He gets it. He holds strong. Decker is strong of will. He's not going to let this get to him, and we block it. It passes over him, and nothing happens. The sanity he has left, which is actually quite a bit, is intact. All right, next Void Sorcerer coming at him. Unfortunately, this is a Void Bolt. So they've changed tactics. Logistics. So technically that first Void Sorcerer was supposed to combat attack him. So we'll just do him last. I'll try to remember which one I'm at. There's a lot to keep track of. And it gets a little harder the more you've been drinking. Okay, so 3 shots. Please don't let any of them hit. 2 of them hit, and they're both damage 2, so he takes 4 damage. Blasted back again. He's down on his knees, takes him down. We've got to take a shot first. Let's go ahead and refill that. He's got 1 last strand of life here that he is hanging on to. I'm using that last revive token. Gonna fully heal him. And a sanity. We regain that grit. It'd be nice if like a revive token will also give you a side bag, but I know that makes no sense. Okay, so he's fully revived. That last Void Sorcerer is within range, so it's going to combat him. Come at him with that knife. It is a successful hit, so we roll the damage die. Oh my god, are you kidding me? 6. Crap. Everybody take a drink because Decker McGraw just took 6 damage. I just really don't think I'm gonna get out of this. And he knows it. He's going down. He's thinking, this is it. This is it. But dang, I lived a good life. And so he cocks back that shotgun. He's going to give that Void Hound a blast to the face. Let's do this, Decker. Come on. 7. Critical hit. Come on. 5 or higher. Oh, I'm supposed to take 2 drinks every time a critical. It's 5 damage. Boom! Void Hounds are gone. The minions of the Void Wizards are gone. They are left defenseless. Well, not really, but their little stupid dogs are gone. Of course, if you really want to make someone mad, you kill their dog. So now we've got a bunch of magic John Wicks around here, but that's okay. First things first, we immediately heal a wound. Woohoo! 1 wound. I'm gonna take another drink. And we get to take another shot with the shotgun. We also still have a grit we can use. Okay, so we have the tentacle that we could also go ahead and go for, because again, the Void Sorcerers are the worst. So they are the most dangerous, but they have a lot more health. So I feel like we should go ahead and try to blast the tentacle. However, the tentacles are a little easier to kill. They have only 2 defense, which means we have to roll a 3 or higher to break through, and then we can kill them pretty easily. And so if we do that next time, we could easily kill them, heal a wound, and then get another shot. I don't know if it really matters though. Yeah, yeah, it would. So let's blast the Void Sorcerer on our left. So he turns around. He's gonna put that shotgun right up to that stupid tentacly dude's face, and we're gonna let it go. Well, and it doesn't do a dang thing. All right. Well, here we go. And the tentacle gears up for an attack. Flailing around like it does, and it has 1, 2, 3 hits. The first one is a 6, so we cannot block that one, but we can block the other 2. And we didn't block any of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gosh, it doesn't even matter if I re-roll one of them. Yeah, so, okay. Big story moment. So that tentacle smashes into Decker McGraw. It knocks him to the ground. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I'm going to just take a quick moment to pull out my injury chart. We'll do this at the end. Okay, so this is the end. So he gets knocked down, totally KO'd. There's absolutely nothing to go do. He knows that they're going to close in for the kill. But as he falls down, the Void Sorcerers complete their final spell. The blue circle that has been forming in the center of the room completes itself. The magic is palpable in the air, and the chanting, the howling, and voices screaming out from other worlds. The earth and the space around him itself just seems to crack, and Decker can see visions of other worlds, deserts, swamps, a frozen plateau on an alien world appear before him, and he realizes what they've been doing. They've been trying to open the gateways to other portals, and they just did it, and all hell has been unleashed. And there's a deep, deep fear as he feels like he's about to draw his last breath, that the world is going to end. Now, before we see what happens here, I'm going to roll on the injury chart. Okay, so the vision passes. There's a blast of energy. Everything is cleared from the room. Decker is blown backwards. And the next thing he knows, his eyes open up. He is in the mine entrance. He can hear it crumbling and crashing around, and he doesn't even know how he got here. He feels like maybe he was blasted here. But in his arms, he looks down, and there's a young girl, about 9 or 10, about the same age as his daughter was when she died from tuberculosis. She's a little different. She's got strawberry blonde hair. His daughter was a brunette. But, gosh darn it, where did she come from? What is she doing here? But there's no time to answer those questions. The mine is crashing down. He knows the other worlds have opened up, and the gateways to limitless possibilities, good and bad, are before us in Brimstone. And he treks out of that mine entrance holding this little girl. Fortunately, only the wind was knocked out of him. Surprisingly, after all that, he's rushing back to the nearest frontier town he can get to with this mysterious, strange girl in his arms. But he's making a vow. He's going to come back. He's going to close these portals. And if he can't close them, he's going to die trying. He's going to figure out what's happening, what's behind it all, what do they want, and he's going to stop it, or he's going to give his last breath trying to put it to rest. And that is the end of episode 1 not episode 1. Episode 1, part 2 of the Marshal's Quest. We're going to continue it next week into that. So we're going to move into the frontier town. So, yeah, call it there. All right. Thank you, everybody. Cool. So what we're going to do next week is we're going to reset the board. Marshall, Decker, McGraw, and this mysterious girl are going to move into a frontier town. We're going to try to unravel some mysteries of who she is, what is happening, and go deeper into the Marshall story and into the town, which is, although more human, not always the safest place. Because, as we all know, when things are different and people are different, not everybody likes what's going on. And he's got a strange, mysterious girl who appeared in his arms and a mysterious ancient coin that's speaking in his ears. That just might get him in some trouble. So we're going to continue his story from there. So thank you all for joining me. He's not dead. He got out of it. We'll see at what cost. So cheers to you. Final drink. I'll see you next week. I do have some model painting that I'm going to do next week, probably Wednesday, so stay tuned. You can follow me on Dream Camp Creations on Instagram. That's where I do a lot of my updates. And then please hit the like and subscribe button here at the end of the video. And thank you for watching. I just love playing this on my own. But it's kind of fun to have an outlet to do it. So thank you. Come back, and we're going to continue having some fun. So let's go.